Yesterday we caught up with the CEO of PetroSA, that's Nosizwe Nokwe-Macamo. Here's that conversation.
I think this WEF has been particularly exciting simply because of the time that we find ourselves in this continent. There's a lot happening, as you know, on the continent. You know that in terms of the fastest growing economies, a lot of them are in sub-Saharan Africa now. In fact, globally now, the fastest growing economies globally. So when we talk about Africa, we're talking about new frontiers here. We're talking about a different era that we're entering into, and it's about how do we harness all the different things that are happening and make sure that we put Africa in the front stage and put African development in the front stage with the use, by the way, of African resources, but in this case, African resources for Africa. So it's really an exciting time. We're talking about how can we better the world. And if we talk about how can we better the world, we best be starting in our backyard and start bettering home, using what we have, but to make sure that the people are able to benefit from the resources that we currently are looking at now. It's frontier.
Absolutely. Who have you been talking to?
Oh, yeah. If there's anything you do at WEF, is you talk to a lot of very interesting and important people. You talk to people that shape policy, and you talk to people that shape economies all over the world. So I've been talking to a different mix of people, and I guess the way to answer the question is to say, what is it that I wanted out of it? And it was really to interact with people that, one, have got knowledge that one can actually harness in order to do the things that we need to do. But secondly, people who are like-minded, to say, how can you assist us in terms of going forward? You know, we're looking for markets. We're looking for how we can utilize knowledge which is out there in the world to be able to, as you know, sort of concretize it as an energy here where we are, because we're going to be taking decisions about what we want to do going forward.
Absolutely. Now,
so
Africa is growing, of course. Africa is growing, and we will talk about the numbers. The 7% that we see in more than 7, more than 10 of the economies across the African continent. But one big constraint is energy, which is the area where you are. I mean, I had a study the other day that power outages in Nigeria alone cost that economy as much as 30% in terms of lost productivity. Now, you have been looking around the cost. Give us an update in terms of where you are in that process, and hopefully we can be talking about another Tanzania or potentially another Uganda or Kenya.
We'd obviously love that at PetroSA. That would make us very happy. But I think coming down to energy, you know, let's not forget that apart from energy, which is driven simply, let's say, from the from our power generation, we need to talk a little bit further downstream. So in our case, as PetroSA, we are also providers of energy when we talk about liquid fuel energy. What we are busy working on currently is we are actually drilling, as we speak right now, off the coast of South Africa in order to try and find more gas. That gas would fuel our gas-to-liquid plant. I'm not sure if you're aware that the PetroSA gas-to-liquid plant is the first in the world. Yes, we had pole position for about 17 years until other gas-to-liquid plants came on. Yes, that's correct.
So you're front runners.
Yes, we're front runners in terms of the first. We're not the biggest anymore, but we had pole position for many years. So in fact, what we want to do is to continue to find gas, one, to sustain that plant, but secondly, we are also looking for opportunities in terms of gas infrastructure along our southern African coast, including from our neighboring countries, so that we can start looking at changing the energy mix in the country. As you know, we currently relying on coal-fired. So what we want to do is start having an impact on the change in that energy mix, which, by the way, will lead to a more environmentally friendly production. Yes, correct.
So how far are you? What have you found?
We're drilling. Right now, we're drilling off the, as I said, the southern coast. I think what's important to note is that this is one of the first such exercises in very many years in South Africa. We've about now this is important because where we're drilling now is subsea. So we're about 4,900 meters below the sea, and we're drilling to look for more gas. What we're going to do is we're going to tie in any gas that we find. We're going to tie into our existing infrastructure in the subsea, and our hope is that in the second half of this year, we should have found some gas to be able to sustain our gas-to-liquid plant. A bonus, of course, will be if we find much more than what we
expecting.
Yes, what we expect.
How likely is that, do you think?
You know, if I could answer that, I'd be probably sitting somewhere else drinking pina coladas on the beach.